The new movie by Jordan Peele, the guy who did Get Out, which is one of my favorite movies ever made. All right, what do we think?
Are we going to start talking about positives first or negatives first?
Well,
So let's talk about negatives.
we all liked it, so let's talk about the
Yeah.
negatives. What didn't we like?
Okay, starting right off the bat, there's a scene where it's like a really zoomed in shot of Lupita Nyong'o with a full body shot of Lupita Nyong'o in the background.
It was a little bit rotoscope.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
super rotoscope.
It was during the big reveal at the end, well, one of
Yep.
the big reveals, when she's
Yeah.
talking to him with the classroom and stuff.
Yeah.
That looked very fake. I noticed that immediately.
It didn't, like, bother me, but it bothered me enough.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
enough that I was like, that's rotoscoping.
I thought
Yeah.
back to Speed Racer, which we marathoned, and that had the head shots overlaid
Yep.
and everybody, and that looked more realistic. And that
Yeah, I was
a
going to say, that
dumb-
looked better.
dumb live action cartoon movie.
Yeah.
So
It was a little fuzzy.
So that was my I don't know, technical negative. That's literally the only shot I can think of during the movie where I was like, that's weird.
yeah, it was really well done.
Oh, absolutely.
I think Jordan Peele could have color corrected it to make it creepier.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just feels a little flat at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he shot it well, and it's well shot and choreographed.
He set up
and
like
all that.
one or two lights in every shot.
Yeah, the editing in post could have been a little bit more like,
there.
Creative.
yeah.
And I think the whole style of the tethered, especially when you get underground, we're gonna do spoilers straight out, by the way, in case that was unclear. When you get underground with the tethered, mimicking the life up on the real world.
That was so creepy.
It was creepy, but it
But
came across
why?
half creepy, half goofy.
Yeah.
Like, people were, like,
I
running
think
into
it.
walls.
I think it only looked goofy because of like the way it was, because they didn't have anything down there. So you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Like,
See, it was actually shots like that that kind of started to make the movie fall apart for me, where I was like, what is going on? Like, I just feel like the information and the answers were given aren't...
well,
I felt they weren't satisfying
do
enough.
you mean like the big twist? We'll get to the big twist.
Oh, I got a whole fucking moment. for
me
that big
too. I
twist.
got a lot about the big twist, but we'll get there.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll save on that.
Um,
But I mean, like, learning about, like, how the tethered lifestyle works, that just left me with more questions than answers.
Yeah, how did that exactly line up?
And they
I
were
don't-
like, oh, well, we think this is how we came to be. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a half-assed answer, is how I felt when they go, how did you come to be? What is going on here? And they're like, oh, well, we think it's this. I was like,
They got created, right?
yeah,
That's
what they
they're,
said. Scientists in a lab with-
they're clones. That's basically all we're getting.
Because they tried to control the people up there, but the
By-
people up there controlled the people down there.
But only sometimes.
yeah, it was really.
That was really inconsistent, I felt. That's another thing. I felt like the amount of damage the tethered can take was very inconsistent. Like, sometimes they took a lot to be put down, other times they'd go down in one hit. Like, there's one that gets a fire poker through the head and keeps going, but another one gets hit with in the back of the head with a rock once.
and goes
is
down.
Down for the count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit inconsistent with that, and I really didn't feel like the tethered really had like any kind of consistent character throughout. Like, are they all kind of a little mentally slow, or are they like some are brilliant?
They didn't get
You know?
any education, so...
They were all mentally slow except for Twisty, because
Yeah, like
Which
why
one
are
is
some
Twisty?
really
the
smart?
twist.
Oh, yeah, red.
Yeah, we'll get to
They're
we'll get
not,
to Twisty.
They're not like no. I wouldn't say any of them are really smart except the main one.
My biggest problem is they established that sometimes the people above, quote unquote, can control their tethered from below. But I feel like that concept is actually problematic because, as shown in the movie, that means you can very easily defeat the tethered.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So, do we control them or not?
I just feel like when we're down, like, in that parallel world, like, underneath the sewers and shit with the laboratory, and she's walking down, she sees all the people running into walls and feeding each other and looking weird Jordan Peele smiley faces, which he loves to put in his movies. When that happens, I just keep thinking to myself, what the hell kind of directions did the extras get in this scene? It's just like, run into walls sometimes and look weird while doing it.
Well, it's supposed
Act a
to
little
mimic the
drunk.
above world, so I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
They was trying to get across the mad idea, but I just kept, like isn't it's supposed to be like a horror, but it kind of did this weird, like, laughable thing. I don't know.
See, I don't think it was laughable when you compare it to what it was supposed to be like.
It was
that
good,
didn't bother
but
me.
It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me, but it didn't satisfy me.
That's a lot of another part of the movie.
The child actors were good.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Surprisingly, really good child actresses and actors and stuff. I
Yep.
think they did a really good job. There's
The
no,
little girl at the beginning was great.
all the acting's actually really
Yeah.
on par.
Oh,
here.
She did a
100%.
lot, especially because she doesn't talk. It's all facial expressions.
Yep. Very, very good.
I think we should get into it. I mean,
Well, hang on. Do we want to do positives first, or do we want to do the
No,
ending?
let's talk about the twist.
talk about the
Okay.
twist.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Who wants to
Because
start?
the general consensus is it's not it, Chief.
That's not
From
it, Chief.
Yeah, that's not it.
So the twist is Adelaide, who is the main character, was actually replaced by her own tethered as a child. So the quote-unquote tethered Red is actually the original Adelaide, and Adelaide, the protagonist of the film, is actually Red, the tethered.
Right.
To which my response is, why?
That's so dumb. I hate that.
That was so
much.
dumb.
That was ridiculous. There's two ways you can take that. So the whole movie, the main character, Adelaide, who we find out is actually evil. The whole movie, this character is like PTSD traumatized and honestly legitimately scared of everything around her. So either she's acting, which means that any sympathy that I felt for the character is out the window, and anything that actually made me care about the character is also out the window. Or she's actually legitimately forgotten that this switch happened, which I hate. Those two options that are
also
I hate both
runs
of them.
into a problem when the tethered Red gives the Princess in the Shadow speech, which is fantastic. And then you think, wait, but she got
which one was
switched.
the girl?
If she got switched, she's not the Shadow, she's the Princess. Why doesn't that come up in the story?
So she's not the Shadow.
Yeah.
But she is.
Yeah, so...
Well, she grew up as the Shadow, so
But
it's-
she's not the Shadow.
Yeah,
She
no,
wasn't
she
always the
isn't
Shadow.
technically, but she grew up as it due to the whole switch.
No,
Yeah.
because she got regular Christmases and ate
But-
regular food.
I also have a question of how did Red, or the original Adelaide, come by all this information? We never see another tethered speak beyond Red.
Yes, that's why I said they weren't smart, because they're not.
So how did she come to know all of this?
You can't just start being educated at 12 after having not spoken your whole life in rat
I
dungeons
know all
and
what.
rabbit dungeons.
How did Red, the original Adelaide, know where the tethered came from? And why did she never try to escape?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be really easy to just try and find your family again.
That's
and
true.
be like, hey, there's an imposter here.
You
Even
literally-
at 12 years old, you're
You
in,
literally
like,
just have to go up a down escalator.
Yes.
And clearly no one's going to stop you because switched Adelaide got out.
Yep.
And also, the tethered Adelaide, which now is so evil and switches with the real life, from that moment on, she seems so bizarrely out of character with what she should have been for someone who switched at 12 years old or whatever to become a real person.
I'm sorry, which one are you talking about here?
See, that's why I've been confused the whole time.
Fake
Okay,
Adelaide.
so I want to clarify. So
Okay.
the one who was born
Well,
above
how
but
about
ended
this?
up
How about
below
this?
should be
Easy,
called Red.
Easy. Protagonist, antagonist.
Protagonist and antagonist.
Super easy. So, protagonist. How does protagonist, who is the tethered, how does she come after doing such an evil thing and having been raised under the sewers with all these demented people until the age of 12? How does she swap and then suddenly become the character we see on screen today?
It's not suddenly. She has to learn through.
She'd have to
interact-
relearn is the
Yes,
problem.
she is relearning.
I disagree strongly that someone at that age, after what they've experienced and what they've been through doing such an evil act, could switch characters completely.
I don't
a
think it has to
scared,
do with
It's
intelligent
definitely
person.
not a switch.
I don't think it's the
Complete
evil.
switch.
I don't think it's the evil, but I do think it's the lack of education would definitely stunt her.
The lack of education stunts you, yes.
Yeah, so
But-
I understand what Jake's saying, where it doesn't make any sense that protagonist is a fully functioning,
Human.
normal
Yes.
human
It's
woman.
definitely not fully functioning, yes, but at the same time, it's not immediate. We just missed the part where it's the transition.
Yeah,
because
but
of the
still,
movie.
I understand what Jake's saying, where
Yeah.
it feels like she wasn't actually
Yeah.
tethered up until that twist.
The movie made perfect sense until
Perfect
the twist.
sense.
Like, she was just a regular girl, and then this traumatic experience happened, and now she's affected. But that's not something that she's affected by anymore because of the twist. That's something that she instigated. She caused this evil thing and is malicious inherently because of the smile and the switch and everything, and she went to the real world. So, since she's evil in the car ride home, oh, my daughter's quiet, she has the evil smile, she's an evil person.
Yeah, I understand what
And then growing up, oh, I'm so scared of things. Oh, I'm so worried. I'm not smart anymore. Like, I don't
I don't
doesn't make
get
any
it.
sense.
The twist undermines the story, and it undermines Adelaide's character.
When she goes down to the classroom when antagonist starts speaking about these evil things, protagonist should have been like, I should have killed you a long time ago, or something like evil, because that is no more facade. You shouldn't be pretending.
I think
Well,
she was.
I think
I think
she
was
probably
still
convinced
pretending 'cause-
herself that she wasn't pretending. No,
But I'd like
So
to
she
point.
forgot, which is even dumber.
no,
I'd
it's
like
not
to-
forgetting.
Well, hold on.
It's-
I'd also like to point out she went down there to rescue Jason.
Yes.
So she revealed in that moment, hey, we switched. Jason's might overhear that and be like, Mom, you're fucking evil.
Tethered.
It definitely complicates it. Yeah.
And I'd also like to point this one out. Jason's looking at his mother, knowing that his mother performed the switch and his mother's an evil woman.
Yes, basically.
That being said, she still went down there and saved him. So what the fuck is Jason gonna do here? I don't understand.
Yeah, he's not.
Is he gonna kill Adelaide?
I
Is he gonna kill the
honestly-
protagonist? Because that doesn't make any sense. Because she still saved him at the end of the day.
Yes.
but she's still evil because she brought this on herself. She caused all these people to die because she performed the switch. But it's just so...
Also, now the speech where antagonist educates protagonist, I thought, oh, it was a little cliche villain explained, but whatever, it makes sense for the story. Now it doesn't make sense for the story. Now she's telling her something that she grew up in. The protagonist grew up underground, and she's like, so we grew up underground, and we're tethered. It's like, she knows! She's tethered! Like, I don't understand that at all. They both lived down there for a long period of time at this point, so I don't know what she's explaining about.
Yeah, that part is
Because of the twist, now scenes are ruined retroactively for me.
Yeah, that twist, it didn't need to happen. That's the simple fact of it.
Yeah, didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I literally looked over at Ian, and Ian looked at me, and he was like, you don't like that, did you? And I was like, no.
I thought it was. I didn't hate it, but I don't like it.
I don't hate it, but the more we talk about it, the more I realize there's a lot that has to change.
There's a lot that has to change, but also I don't think it ruins the main character's motivation for me because she feels like, oh, I'm not a tethered anymore.
Yeah,
They're always
she escaped
tethered,
that.
regardless. She escaped that, so she's like, okay, I'm a human now. I'm fine. She is living her regular person life with her regular kids
Yeah.
and puts that behind her.
Yeah.
So she feels like the
In
other
a
one is
way,
the tethered.
the tethered is supposed to represent like demons. I think that you kind of like
Well, yeah.
shove into the ground, basically your literal skeleton in
Yes.
the closet, which was good, but it still feels like an empty twist. It feels like a twist for the sake of having a twist.
I agree completely. I think that was supposed to be like a ha, gotcha kind of moment. You know?
Well, I thought the movie could have ended two ways with that twist because I was like, she's gonna be the tethered when they showed up, or nothing happens and there's no twist, and that's it.
Well,
There's
yeah,
two
that's
ways the
generally
movie
how
can end.
most movies
no,
go.
but I was like, there's either gonna be no twist or that's the one twist they're gonna do. There was no
I remember I
opportunity
read a
in my
theory.
mind
I
for
remember I
another
read
one.
a theory online that they were gonna switch, and I thought to myself, that'd be dumb.
would be.
And then it happened, and I was like, that was dumb.
Because
I
when
was
she
right.
shows up in the house and she goes like, oh, there once upon a time there was a girl, she could have been like, bitch, you fucking switched me. I'm the real one.
That's exactly what I mean.
Like-
That's what undermines the Princess in the Shadow speech. Why is the
Princess
antagonist
in-
being so cryptic?
I think the Princess in the Shadow speech is metaphorical. I don't think it's
Well,
supposed
yeah,
to be like...
but
Of
why
course
would
it's
she...
fucking
It's
metaphorical.
metaphorical. If she
Ian.
just says out loud, "We switched,"
Why wouldn't she, though?
Is the argument
why
that it
would
wouldn't-
she though?
Why?
Why? Because that's the truth.
It's what a human being would
Why
do in
would
that
you start
situation.
going all
is the truth, but-
soliloquian?
She lived underground for after 12 till whatever age she is now.
But she's still educated up to 12 like a regular person.
Educated up to 12 doesn't mean you're smart. Were you
I
smart
kind
at
of
12?
understand where Ian's coming.
So was
I
only the
understand.
tethered a smart person?
She was the only smart tethered. No other tethered
Yes.
spoke.
Remember
But
Winston Duke? He went.
That was the best part.
Best-
Okay.
oh, 100%.
Positive. Winston Duke.
Oh, he's the best actor in this movie.
Holy shit.
He's the
Both characters he played were
best
fantastic,
actor.
actually.
My favorite part was the kill count argument where he's like, I killed myself and I killed
I
Josh.
killed myself and I killed Josh. I
So
was
good.
like, fuck off. That's so funny.
Even tethered Josh was an asshole.
Oh my God.
Josh was an asshole, and then his tethered was an asshole.
Literally, except for the twist, I actually really liked the movie.
Me too. Oh
know?
my god, this movie's
And
great.
I didn't hate the twist, so I understand that it's not like great, but it doesn't subtract enough from the movie to make me go,
Oh, I
that
agree.
was that. Yeah.
I agree. It's just when that's the note you end on.
Oh
it's
yeah,
the same
100%.
way.
If it was
Okay,
revealed in the middle of the movie, it wouldn't have been as.
this is gonna sound really dumb.
Yeah.
But it's the same way how when Vice ends after shitting on Dick Cheney for 2 hours, Christian Bale turning to this audience and going, "Fuck you! I don't regret a goddamn thing. Who are you to judge me?" Makes me go,
Fuck you, movie.
"What's the point of this movie?
Yeah.
Why did you just reverse on everything you've been preaching for 2 hours?"
Yeah, except instead of insulting the audience,
Instead of
I
insulting
feel
the
they
audience
put it
and
in-
muddling the tone,
they
it
wanted
just,
to they wanted some kind of shock factor. They wanted this movie is actually
They
decent.
wanted the same level of shock as when the girlfriend turned out to be evil in Get Out.
Yes,
which also
they wanted
was
that.
That actually kind of shocked me.
Yeah, that was actually
100%.
really good.
I didn't predict
I
that.
kind of figured in my mind like, oh, is that gonna happen? Oh, is that gonna happen? And then it happened. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it happened. You know?
Yeah, but I respond with that worked better because that happened at the end of Act 2.
Yep.
And
I said.
we see the consequences of that
Yes.
throughout.
But at the end of the day, that's still a twist that, when you look back, makes sense.
It makes sense.
If
You
the
can
twist
rewatch it.
in this movie happened about mid-second act towards the end of second act, and then there were consequences to that, I feel like
I'd
the
appreciate it more.
consequences to that
I
would
just
have
feel like
been,
there isn't
yeah.
enough viable explanation.
Yeah.
I
If there was
actually-
more
Because
explanation,
when that's the end of the movie, you're suddenly thinking, wait, what about this scene and that scene?
Well,
that doesn't make any
I'm
sense
not so
anymore.
sure I'd agree with that unless you cut other scenes, because the twist ruins, or rather contradicts and makes worse other scenes in the movie.
I don't think
I would say
don't think
confuses other scenes.
Yes.
Confuses and
it makes
worsens.
them have more depth. I don't think it makes them
disagree.
worse. I think it
I disagree,
adds
depth.
it adds a level to them that you have to like actively think about the scenes again and be like, okay, so what's that like?
Nah, I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know.
I had
My
to go-
only thought so far is, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, the
anymore.
classroom scene. Who is she expositing to?
Yeah.
Why is she talking?
I think
like
that's
that?
the only one that doesn't.
Why isn't
translate
protagonist doing more than just being scared
And
sometimes?
ultimately, my final question is, why didn't antagonist just leave after the switch? Clearly, no one would have stopped her because protagonist managed to escape.
a lot of this argument boils down to why didn't antagonist do this since he grew up as a regular girl?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in the movie. In fact, most of the movie is now this because of this twist.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
but yeah,
So,
you know what? It's a good movie.
Out of 10s, I guess.
We haven't done any positives.
Yeah, we didn't get
Winston
to-
Duke.
Oh,
That's
it's
one positive.
No,
Mark.
honestly, aside from the twist, is actually really well done. We've already talked about that, but
Yeah,
the
technically,
lighting, shooting,
very, very
everything,
good.
the acting.
Soundtrack, banger alert.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I
All
love
of the soundtrack. Do you
soundtracks.
remember even the soundtrack that's not like the songs in the movie, like the original score? The like eclectic drum soundtrack, like Planet of the Apes-esque.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
It's nice visuals in this too.
Yeah, oh, there was...
When you see like the mirror things, the coincidences things, I like that a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of little details in this movie. But the 11:11 thing, we pointed that out to each other. Like
What does that
5.
mean? What is Jeremiah 11:11?
Pretty sure it's a Bible thing.
It's probably some kind of visual thing as far as metaphors, because like there's 4 ones in 11:11, and there's 4 people, and it's mirrored across the little colon thing, so it's symmetrical, kind of like like there's things you can pick apart as far as that goes.
I'm gonna look up the Bible. Maybe it's like an important. Also, this is just kind of a weird thing. At the very beginning, the movie opens with there are miles upon miles of underground tunnels, yada yada yada. Jeremiah 11:11 is trending on Google.
Sure it is.
I don't really feel like that came to fruition. I feel like that didn't need to be espoused upon.
Yeah, I feel like if the movie didn't have that, it would be the same.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not
be able to
be
escape.
able to escape. Yeah,
And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them.
I think that word's hearken.
Hearken unto them.
It does have an E in it, because I'm on the same website
Yeah,
you are,
hearken.
probably. Also,
Basically,
saith.
I'm going to unleash hell upon earth, and no one's going to stop me.
Okay, cool. The plot of the movie.
Yeah.
All right, other outstanding positives.
All of the acting, the visuals, the little details. This movie has so many little details, like the whole...
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Winston Duke's noises are my favorite part of the movie, though.
Winston Duke
100%.
killing himself was brutal and amazing.
When Hugo Weaving headbutts the boat thing,
And it starts out
and
and
it
it
just
cuts himself
cuts
to
himself
shit.
in half.
Any scene where the boat, where the people are on the boat, flying on the boat,
Daddy.
so good.
A lot of the jokes in this movie, very,
Fucking hilarious.
very funny.
Nothing will beat that morbid shot of the family watching TV, and then it's a top-down shot, and you see the body of the girl they killed still there. And then they're like, yeah, you want to talk to Kitty and Josh? Ask them, and their bodies are on the floor. And I'm like, God, I love how just settled into this world where they're surrounded by dead bodies.
Well,
they
if she
are.
looks like you, I could kick her ass. I mean, I can kick your ass. There's so many
Dude,
little...
Winston Duke crawling under the bed for sexy times.
Oh my god. There's so many...
Hey!
Literally, Winston Duke is the best freaking part of this movie.
I
I
didn't realize how
can't-
fucking great. Like, I loved him as Man-Ape in Black Panther, but then I saw him in this, and I was like, Winston Duke, you need to be in every movie for the rest of the
Honestly, like,
history.
this movie is a really, really good blend of
Comedy and horror.
comedy and thriller horror.
Yeah.
And ambiance in this movie was actually really, really good as well.
Yeah.
That's something Jordan Peele gets right consistently.
I liked how every family got a weapon. Every family member got a weapon.
That's
Except for the kid's weapon, because I thought it was stupid.
true. It was a rock.
Yeah, it was a rock. But,
Regular rack.
So suspenseful. Not a lot of scenes dragged on too long.
The structure, again, back to the writing, was really
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
Very good.
This is
this movie takes place over the course of, like, half a day.
This is nowhere near Get Out, though, for me. Since Get Out's personally a 10. So,
Yeah.
Understandable.
So I guess that's out of 10's time.
leading into out of 10s, what do we think?
Between an 8 and a 9. I really enjoyed myself, and I don't hate the twist as much as you guys do. Because
Again, I want to say
I can-
don't
I-
hate
I
the
can wrap
twist.
my head
I'm
around
just
it and try to, like-
confused. I understand it. I left the theater going, wait, doesn't that mean X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
That's that kind of...
I feel like if it was a little bit more
But
afterwards,
with
then it would
all
have been.
of that said, I'm gonna give this movie a 9.
Wow. That was big boy number off a twist we ranted about.
Literally, I know it bothers me, but everything else in this movie is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I disagree. I'm gonna give it a 6 or a 7. I'm unsure.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Ian,
not
what
on
did
that
you give
level.
it?
Between an 8 and a 9. I'm still mid.
Right.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah, the twist really shat on scenes that I used to love.
No, I understand.
So...
Let me ask this: pre-twist, what were you feeling?
Oh my god, like an 8.
Okay. Well, I'm the only one who gave it a hard number.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to see it again. So
I'm going to see it tomorrow night
We'll
with Caleb.
probably see it more than once. All of
I'm
us.
going to see it tomorrow night with Caleb.
knowing the twist, seeing those scenes again, you can try to piece
See,
together.
I'm worried that when I see those scenes again, I'm just going to go, yeah, that doesn't hold up.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense anymore.
We're doing Shazam in 2 days.
Shazam in 2 days.
Shazam
Oh,
in 2 days.
Let's
but
fucking go.
It's a light review because it's pre-release.
Spoilers.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Still excited.
Ba-dum-bum.